Alex here with a legal nuts and bolts video on Replevin. The Replevin action, or writ of Replevin, is used to recover property that belongs to the plaintiff when the plaintiff would prefer to actually have the property rather than the value of the property and money damages. This is a really common thing to see come up in certain types of situations. For example, recovering a pet. The monetary value of a pet, and that's what the law deems pets to be property, not lives, unfortunately. And so in these types of situations, a pet owner would often rather recover the actual pet than the mere money damage award, because the pet's value to them is going to be substantially higher than it is to whoever it is that has possession of their pet. And whoever else was going to buy the pet. It's one of those issues where the actual monetary award is going to be a fraction of its of what the owner feels it was worth, because they bonded with it and all of that. Another common situation is cars. Sometimes people want a writ of replevin a car because the value of it in monetary damages, while useful to buy a replacement car, may carry some issues with it, such as let's say you only get $7,000 back for that used car in court. You can buy another car that's going to cost you $7,000, but oftentimes at a dealership it's going to be at the dealer price, and you may not know if the car has issues. Whereas you'd rather just get the car back that you knew, because you drove it, you knew the issues that it had, and at the same time you won't have to worry about the whole price gap with getting a car back at private sale value and then having to go and buy one at a dealership or some kind of salesman. Some people don't have that problem. Some people are great negotiators and can get a pretty good deal, especially mechanics. But other people don't have the knowledge and the skill set, and so it ends up being quite a big margin of loss. So they'd rather just have the actual car back. Another common use of the writ of replevin is like something like keepsakes that somebody wants returned, like picture albums and stuff like that. The value of something like that is not going to be very high, so replevin would be the way to go. Another one that I can think of would be like engagement rings, especially engagement rings that have been passed down, like from family to family. That's not something that a person can just get money damages for and replace. It's something that's been in the family for who knows how long. They'd rather have the ring back. I'm not really going to mention anything else about replevin because I've never used it myself. I found out recently that it was a thing, and now that I know it exists, it's definitely something I would consider if I ever wanted a piece of property back rather than just the monetary amount of whatever it was. I have heard of one more thing. It's called a Replevin Bond. I guess there are cases where a plaintiff can demand the possession be returned before the conclusion of the case. And one of the things that the court can do is it can order that property returned immediately, but it can require the plaintiff to post a Replevin bond that is basically going to be the value of that property that they're getting returned to them before a decision has been entered, just in case something happens in the case and the plaintiff loses the case, the defendant wins, and for whatever reason the plaintiff has lost the piece of property or whatever it was, damaged it, destroyed it. It'll allow the defendant to recover at least the money that they're owed from the bond that's been posted. I don't know if there's much else that I can mention on the Replevin action or the writ of replevin. Definitely do careful research on it before you look into just throwing that word around in the courtroom, because I imagine that it's something that's going to be quite technical. I don't think it's going to be something that you can just kind of wing it on. I know that I've seen in some Judge Judy style cases or the People's Court cases where the court will order the return of a certain thing, but I've never seen them use the word replevin, which is probably because most people who watch that show have no idea what it would mean. So anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video at this point, and I will see you guys next time.